So this is the 11th episode of Ask Steve or T. And this week we've got a question from one of our customers. Do keto diets really work? So, do keto diets really work? So let's just break down what keto diets are, because there's a few different types of keto diets out there. There was the keto diets that were originally for epileptic patients, and they wanted to use ketones as the main source of fuel to the brain to stop seizures. There are those types of keto diets, and we're going to rule those out for this conversation because this is generally about health and fitness, body composition, dropping fat, gaining muscle, that sort of stuff. So I'm sure you guys are actually interested in the keto diets, which are weight loss diets. Now, a keto diet is a predominantly fat-based diet, a moderate protein, and a very low carbohydrate diet. It is not a high protein, high fat diet. That's not what a keto diet is. Now, when we're looking at does a keto diet sort of work, you need to ask yourself first, what purpose am I using this diet for? What am I trying to achieve? Now, I'm not going to go into too much on my personal preferences as to what sort of diet you should go on, because I wouldn't be able to tell you that without knowing some individual facts about you. So what we're going to do is just talk generally about the keto diet, the positives and the negatives. So, the positives. A lot of people will get the feeling that they've got higher levels of brain clarity, a higher level of brain function. They can be a little bit more sharp when they're on keto diets. That's a positive effect on them. However, that's not the initial stages. Generally, when you've had carbohydrates for a long time in your body, you will generally go through a fuzzy sort of phase where your body's adjusting from running off glucose, so carbohydrates, glycogen, glucose, the breakdown of them, and switching over to ketones, burning body fat, burning dietary fat, turning that into ketones and letting your brain run off that. It's an alternate fuel source. So, there will be a little bit of a fuzzy stage. They generally say 3 to 4 days and your body will be in ketosis if you've depleted the glycogen levels. Obviously, if you want to deplete those glycogen levels quickly, get into some resistance training. Now, I do kind of want to point out, keto diets can be great for weight loss because you're taking one of your body's main fuel sources away, one of the main calories coming into your body. But what you guys need to be careful of is there's a gram of protein holding 4 calories, a gram of carbohydrates holding 4 calories, and a gram of fat holding 9 calories. That's a very calorie-dense macronutrient. So if you're in a predominantly fat-based diet, like a keto diet, you still need to make sure you're falling into a calorie deficit, burning more calories than what you're intaking, because it would be very easy to get into a calorie surplus using the main macronutrient of your diet being a high calorie, 9 calories per gram. So you still got to make sure you're intaking the right amount. So that's from the weight loss side of things. For you guys wanting to achieve amazing muscular physiques on keto-based diets, I would generally look at the best in the world. In terms of bodybuilding, what's Phil Heath doing? What's Branch Warren doing? What's Dexter Jackson doing? What's Kai Green doing? What's Dana Lynn Bailey doing? They've all got carbohydrates in mostly all of their meals. So carbohydrates breaking down to glycogen is the main fuel source we're using for training. Olympic athletes use it, bodybuilders use it, powerlifting athletes use it. Clearly, it's the main fuel source used by most athletes. So I would say if you are a natural athlete and you're wanting to perform in the gym, maybe a keto diet isn't the best thing for you. I understand your body can still run off ketones and you can still go through all the normal functions, but is it optimal for muscle growth? So you maybe look into that. And I would say, if you have found someone that is very muscular and they're running a keto diet for most of the year and they look excellent, just ask them or ask yourself, are they a natural athlete? Because a keto diet with anabolic steroids is very different from a keto diet in a natural person. The ability to put muscle on in a calorie deficit or muscle on without the use of carbohydrates in your body isn't that hard when you've got an anabolic steroid in your system, causing anabolism, causing growth. So definitely don't fall into the trap of using one diet that works for someone which is an enhanced athlete, a non-natural athlete, and is saying that that will equally work for a non-enhanced athlete. So take that into consideration as well. So yes, keto diets will work. Keto diets will work if you use it for the intended purpose of the keto diet. If you're trying to say, I see someone look amazing and they're on a keto diet, I also want to look amazing, there might be a little bit of information in between that you need to find out to see if that works for you. Now what I'll do, I'm going to quickly touch on ketone supplements as well. Now, like keto diets, there's positive and negatives. For brain clarity, for brain function, ketones can be used, and there is some research showing that it can be used as a better fuel source for the brain. Let's scrap that out the way, because most people aren't going to be using a $60, $70 keto supplement for brain function. What they're going to be hoping it does is get them into ketosis quicker, get them to using fat as a fuel source quicker. Now, I'm just going to bring out two little points here for you guys to think about. Now, I'm going to openly say I'm never going to stock a ketone supplement in my supplement shop. So if you do want that, I'm sorry, guys, you probably have to go somewhere else for that. Because generally, people are using ketone supplements as weight loss supplements. Now, as we talked about before, fat turning into ketones is how our body creates a fuel source. Now, when we're trying to get into a calorie deficit and use stored fuel sources, why would we then put a secondary fuel source in our body? Why would we give our body more ketones when we're trying to get our body to produce ketones through burning our stored energy, our stored fat? I can't answer that for you guys. I don't know why you would give your body another fuel source when you're trying to get your body to burn that exact same fuel source. And if you look into the research, put real plainly, you give your body too many ketones, it won't want it to produce its own ketones through burning your fat. So if you're looking for a weight loss supplement, I wouldn't be going ketones. Your body will produce its own ketones once you're in ketosis. And if the second point that I want to bring up, if your ketone product says that it's going to get your body into ketosis in 30 minutes after you take this drink, which sometimes they're asking you to do through fruit juice, which completely counterproductive. But if they're asking you to take this supplement saying in 30 minutes you'll be in ketosis, generally it takes 3 to 4 days for you to deplete your body's glycogen levels, your glucose levels, for you to be in ketosis. So if you honestly believe that this supplement's going to get you into ketosis in 30 minutes, I'm sorry, I'm not even sure I can help you. So guys, I'm not stocking any ketone supplements from my shop. That's just my personal preference. If you guys are still wanting to buy them, please just do your research and find out why you're wanting to take them. As I said, if it's for brain clarity, that's an expensive way to get some clarity, especially if your body's going to naturally get you into ketosis and you're going to be running ketones that way. If it's for weight loss, I'd almost say it's a pretty silly way to go about it, and a very expensive, silly way to go about it. So I'm just here to clear things up, guys. It would be awesome for me to jump onto the ketone supplement bandwagon and sell heaps of them, but that's not what we're going to do. We're always going to be honest from our own opinions and our own perspectives. Everyone's going to have their different opinions, but we're not going to personally do that because we don't believe that is the best advice and the best service we can offer you. So I really appreciate the person that asked me about the ketosis diet. I really hope that this clears that up for you, and some of the other people that are asking about this too. Hope that's of some interest to you guys. Please like and share, especially if it's for someone that you know that will enjoy this video.